it is the area that they've continuously struggled with, is this one lap speed on a Saturday afternoon, or in this case evening. It's a real leap of faith, a real commitment when you're lacking that kind of experience. It's got to be nerve-wracking, hasn't it, Matt?
Yeah.
I mean, actually going out there and pushing almost beyond your comfort zone.
Yeah.
On a motorcycle, first time the Moto2 World Champion. All 4 KTMs also in this set. Just had a very good session though, so he might fancy his chances also of going through. Pit lane is open, qualify. Big session for him then. And of course the disadvantage when you have to come through this opening 15-minute qualifying session is a bit later on today. Well, they've got the motorcycle that everybody wants to beat. Ken Kawachi, Team Suzuki X-Star, technically this motorcycle, since they returned to MotoGP in 2015, the envy of the MotoGP grid, particularly in terms of managing the tyre life. And how many times last year did we see from distinctly average qualifying performances Alex make life slightly easier and slightly less stressful? Yeah, it does.
Come race day.
We've got a few Sunday men, haven't we, in this queue. A great qualifying record. I think he's only ever had 2 pole positions in his entire career across Moto3 and Moto2. Today, our first sub 153 ever around Qatar.
Last night, Pecco Bagnaia said prepare to be produced here in Qatar. We've already seen one record go tonight, the top speed record. Are we going to see that magic 5 miles an hour and 152s on MotoGP? But that's what we could have tonight. Let's go down to pit lane because I've witnessed a new top speed record set by his man Johan Zarco. He's going to be pretty nervous as well, seeing his rookie Jorge Martin out in this.
Jorge's been very impressive. He looks so determined. What are your thoughts so far, and what are your hopes?
To enjoy the first qualifying of Jorge. He did very well so far. Don't forget that his first time on this bike was only potential is very high. So let's enjoy, and whatever it is will be a success.
What a great boss.
Yeah, best of luck to Francesco Guidotti. Fastest lap then from Joan Mir, a 54.0 as the first exchanges of
Mir not messing about at all. That's only a tenth, a fraction slower than anything he's produced so far.
That's only half a second off the all-time lap record. We just heard from Guidotti. He's over the moon with that.
Yeah. Rider coach Fonza Nieto,
Over a tenth up in Sector 1 then is the world champion Joan Mir. Will we see a sub 53 in this session?
What a great point. Threw a leg over those motorcycles 3 weeks ago. Yeah, and yet here they are mixing it with the elite of the elite, the very best of the best at the moment. Yes, it's early days. Top of Q1. What a scalp this would be.
Solid start from Martin. Bastianini's up. Champion, he's 3/10 up now. This could be very close to the all-time lap record set by Marc Marquez.
Marquez, who's stringing together a pretty good lap as well at the moment. It's a Spanish top 3 in this session. Joan Mir then trying to improve on a 165. That'll do at the moment.
Lost a bit of time in the final sector, but it's good enough for P1. Martin, 10th up. Let's keep our eyes on the top speed. Let's keep our eyes on P1. Here comes number 89, the Pramac Ducati rider. On course to go through though.
Well, he was the king of qualifying in Moto3, wasn't he, in that World Championship winning campaign in 2018. He's been just now nudged back to 5th because this man Taka Nakagami's gone 3rd. That was close by Nakagami. He was only 600.
Already into the garage here. KTM of Miguel Oliveira. 15th on the grid would not be bad at all, it is fair to say.
We're all blown away by Johan Zarco's top speed, but it's how they get there as well that impresses about the Ducati FP4 session. But when you're mired potentially as far back on the grid as it looks like he may well be, it's going to be dropping out of those tyres either, do you?
You see the top speed just from this session. World champion, he's only 100th of a second down through sector 2.
He looks like a rookie.
In sector 3. Now, given the woes that KTM are in here in Qatar so far, this would be a coup if Brad Binder. Now, Brad Binder, we need to keep an eye on the number 33. He'll be just behind this man, and Bastianini on 7. And here comes Binder. He goes 5th. Bastianini.
Incredible.
Fastest with a 53.7. What a job.
And this man, the world champion, at the moment, hanging on to a 2nd place, which is good enough for Q2, but we're into finals at the moment for a place in Q2 on his MotoGP debut. Sensational by the rookie.
Mir lost, Matt, coming into the last couple of corners.
Yeah, at the moment, there's no obvious signs that 2nd place is up top. Great lap. That's a world champion lap. A world champion performance by Mir early in the season. A 53.
He's over a 10th up in sector 2. He's got the bit between his teeth. Here we are now on board with him. He's a rookie, ladies and gentlemen.
There's some quick laps coming in here. Mia, Martin. Our timing screens here in the commentary box. It's Mia and Bastianini that are going into Q2. Jorge Martin, though, is going to have a big...
Unbelievable. Here comes Bastianini. He loses it. He can't quite manage it. That might not be good enough for Naya Bastianini.
Hearts here. Taka Nakagami's flying. Estimated P1. Martin will not be going into Q2. Front row in Valencia 2 towards the back end of last season. He's got time in his pocket here as well. Lucio Cecchinello can't...
7-7. Smiles for Lucio Cecchinello. Heartbreak for Enea Bastianini on his debut here in
job. So close. He's been out of that Q2 by what? He bailed out at turn 12. What an opening qualifying session. Relief all round at Suzuki. The world Jorge Martin was flying on this lap. He was trying to keep tabs with the man who topped the timesheets. Front end just tucking out from underneath rookies.
Yeah, a little bit of work done tonight, but that was brilliant. He's just pushed that front end.
They're in the deep end, you know, and it's such a fine line between, you know, doing a good lap.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely phenomenal. Taka Nakagami comes through a dramatic Q1 session with a late 150. The Espargaro brothers and Valentino Rossi. I don't think that was the last of the drives.
32 kilometres. Will we see an all-time lap record be blown away? There you see Nakagami and Mir. They join
either
this
on
party.
pole or certainly on the front row, but even his qualifying form deserted him towards the back end of last year. No front row in the last 4 races.
I'm sure that will be looked into. Well, the green flag is out, but if he's
thinking about the yellow flag for the Jorge Martin instant, Nakagami was ahead of him in that interview. He was absolutely peaking, wasn't he?
Perfect, isn't it? Here we go then. They all exit pit lane. Alex Rins. Numby would love one here. You will see him really pumped if he takes pole. He looked really upset and frustrated at the end of free practice.
Missed since the end of November in Portimao. The world's best riders when you've got to put everything on the line in a 15-minute qualifying session.
And will we see Matt and Aprilia on the front row, and dare I say, and Aprilia on pole position? Time, and these guys are about to set some lap times. They're not quite come round to start them just yet. Down to you, mate.
Yeah, just quickly to let you know, you know what he's thinking.
Yeah, if it, as Matt rightly says, if it's to do with the yellow, who will strike first? Will it be one of these 5 guys on pole position later? Who knows? The great thing about
Franco Morbidelli started to make a habit of finding himself on the front row and on the podium towards the back end of last year. 3 front in the World Championship. Now then, Jack Miller starting to wind up the Ducati power. It's not lacking grunt.
He's gone straight on.
Yeah, Mir also was obviously just following him in there, wasn't he? There is that tailwind, isn't there? Simon Crowbar was talking about it. Markers.
Franco Morbidelli just being followed there by Pol Espargaro, his first qualifying session in this Q2 session.
I can't call this, you know, particularly for the front row starters. I just don't front row tomorrow.
I don't know why. I've got a feeling for Bagnaia. That's where I'd put my 50 pence. Trying to save my money for the drinks in the hotel.
I didn't think your pockets could get any deeper, but
last year, Pol Espargaro also was ever present in that battle, and he's got a great reference, hasn't he, in Morbidelli here. Just aren't going to be worth looking at. Across the line then for Morbidelli and for Pol Espargaro. Where's the benchmark? The first ever sub 53. So that time from Pol Espargaro, with the greatest respect,
on the start-finish straight.
That's a bit more like it. That is an all-time lap record from Pecco Bagnaia in the slipstream of his boss. And Miller.
Yeah. That 52 is beckoning. There's a 52 out there for somebody who is going to... How much of an influence is that slipstream that Bagnaia got behind Valentino
Morbidelli? He'll need that buffer as well, as he's down on speed across that.
It just shows how hard he's working on that Yamaha in sectors 2 and 3.
Pecco Bagnaia is now dragging.
He's up into 7th. Miller a 53.215. Thriller Miller thrills us. He goes into top spot. It's a factory to
almost. Well, he's over 4 tenths up in the final sector. Here comes Aleix Espargaro. He goes into 6th.
Oh, how close! How close!
So close.
53.038.
We've got to wait for Vinales now. Ducati Yamaha front row right now. An excellent job from Quartararo and his teammate Maverick Vinales.
And that was that. If we're off the first 2 rows, you can almost forget fighting for the victory. Who knows? Expect us to 24 of the last 28 podiums have been from the front row.
Over 352.
We want that 52, don't we?
Be the icing on the cake, wouldn't it?
Really would.
Opening qualifying day of the year. You just feel that there's a little... The fact he'd had to go through Q1.
He definitely settled for out-qualifying his teammate Alex Rins.
11th Rossi, 12th Pol Espargaro.
Now then, how much will Mir lose out?
Who's by far the quickest he's gone through the speed trap thus far.
He's psyched. He wants that first pole position of 2021.
Nice little wheelie on the exit of pit lane. Slick, a soft rear for Maverick Vinales. A bit of tech info from Simon Crafar before the second.
Bagnaia, Miller and Zarco all have that new fairing on, like I mentioned, but Old Kung Fu do some development work for the factory. I think that's what Zarco does now.
Yeah, thanks for that insight. I can't believe that he's used up all the tyres, soft tyres that he wanted to for this session.
It's probably burned. That's what it says. 3 minutes to go. He'll get 2 flying laps at it, Maverick Vinales. Who's next along the line to begin as he goes across the line? Oh, sorry, Alex Rins.
Yeah, Rins will be frustrated.
Good lap going as well.
Simon Crafar just confirming from pit lane that he's, when he's talked all through winter about how important it is to have a front row start, and he went out of soft tyres for this particular moment. He's got
taking pole now. He's got Rossi behind him, who is only 300ths down himself. Can you imagine if Rossi was to take pole? The Italian!
He's got
does it! He does it, and Rossi goes on the front row as well.
Unbelievable! What a lap time by where Valentino Rossi, the 42-year-old legend, on the front row with a 53.114. Wow, he's given Pecco Bagnaia, the youngster, has certainly returned. He's given a bit of payback there, hasn't he?
What gets shoved down to the second row? They've got to find something here in the closing stages because the checkered flag is out.
Pounding and harassing Fabio Quartararo, closing on the Frenchman for the win when sadly Rossi went down the second corner. The checkered 152 lap, the all-time top speed record broken by Johan Zarco. What a way to go in.
Across the line he goes. Maverick Vinales. He goes third. He does. His old teammate. He knocks off the front row.
Now, is there going to be any late twist? You wouldn't put it past anybody out there right now. What about Joan Mir? Looks like he's not to be on the front row here, isn't he?
Well, unless he can salvage them. No, it's gone, isn't it? From the third sector, it's gone. From Miller as well. He is going to be disappointing. For Aleix Espargaro, could he sneak onto the front row? He'd need an excellent Zarco. He's got to improve from 10th, surely.
This might be a costly lap coming in for Franco Morbidelli in terms of Aleix Espargaro.
He's going to stay
7th. Yeah,
Aleix Espargaro. Half a second down, though.
What a lap that is by Pecco Bagnaia, though. Absolutely sensational.
53 lap around the Losail International Circuit. It will be a factory Ducati on pole position.
Rossi in the World Championship for a quarter of a century. You can teach an old dog new trade, but he's going to be fighting for that podium tomorrow night. No doubt about it.
A 42-year-old who, let's just put as well here, he's 42.
He's going nowhere. All the noise that he wants to carry on for another couple.
8 riders, all under the old lap record of Marc Marquez.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. We can go down to pit lane and talk to, I'm sure, an ecstatic Paolo Ciabatti, the Ducati course called lap time. Simon, down to you guys.
Yeah, Paolo looks super excited. Paolo, tell us what you think.
I think it was a magic lap, so great way to see. Pecco for sure. Jack didn't do as good as we expected, and Bastianini, he did a fantastic lap, almost went into Q2. So good for tomorrow. Very happy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks Simon, thanks to Paolo since his Moto2 World Championship winning season at the Twin Rim Motegi in Japan, 28 ever seen on 2 wheels here at the Losail International Circuit. What a cracking start to the 2021 MotoGP World Championship. What a night here in Doha. Valentino Rossi, Jack Miller and Johan Zarco, they're on row 2. Then it's Morbidelli, Aleix Espargaro and Alex Rins on row 3. Bad night for KTM, Miguel Oliveira, their best qualifier in 15th ahead of Alex Marquez, Stefan Bradl, Luca Marini, Brad Binder, Danilo